What's up, guys? It's the Top Shelf Lads coming back with another tier list video. Today, we are starting off a series of tier lists for generation exclusive Pokemon moves, starting with Gen 1. So each of these tier lists are gonna be Gen 1 tier list, Gen 2 tier list, Gen 3 tier list, and then eventually, once we've done all 9 of the Pokemon generations, we're gonna take the top, I don't know, 3, maybe 5, if we're trying to be
5 or 10, yeah.
broad, moves from each generation. We're gonna combine them into one pool, and then we're gonna rank the all-time across the, like, entire Pokemon time span, the best move of all time. Um, so here we are looking at all the Gen 1 moves. Now,
Mhm.
first thing I'm going to say is disregard this special physical status thing because that didn't exist in Gen 1. All normal type moves were physical, poison type moves were physical, grass, ice, water type moves
Mhm.
were special. So if it says physical water type, it's not. It used to be special.
And then
Um,
ignore in this particular website, I think they also have to ignore there is fairy type, but that's only
oh
because
yeah,
they've updated the moves after, so you can
yeah.
disregard that.
And like dark types, like bite was a move in Gen 1, but it was a normal type move.
Hmm.
And this says 20. Oh no. Yeah, there's a 10%
Yeah.
chance to cause flinching.
But I guess we
Uh,
can talk about the types being wrong as we go through the moves.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. All right. Well, first move, Michael. Absorb. Pretty trash. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of use for it.
Oh, I forgot. Is this for competitive or like Nuzlocking? What should we base this
This
tier list
this
on?
is more focused around the Gen 1 competitive scene. Like when
Hmm.
me and Michael used to go to the card store, our neighborhood card store, with our Game Boys and our link cables, and we used
Hmm.
to battle it out with the local
The
Pokemon
youths, the
playing.
local
Yeah,
youths, dude.
with all the youths.
And of course, we
Everyone,
just had that
every
music blasting.
everyone just trying to bring a freaking Alakazam and a Persian and a Scyther and a Tauros and a Dugtrio and just one shot everything with a crit.
Hmm.
That used to be the meta. I mean, that's just the reality of it. But
Starting off, absorb.
yeah, absorb trash. Not a whole lot to talk about. It's not worth it. Acid. Also kind of trash, but I think in this says may lower opponent's special defense, but it used to be may lower the opponent's defense.
Hmm.
And this chance used to be, I swear it used to be like a 50% chance or something to proc
Oh
because
wow.
that used to happen like every other time, which
Hmm.
makes acid like actually decent. It's just that poison in Gen 1 was only super effective to two types,
Hmm.
grass and bug. Bug and poison were super effective to each other in Gen 1, and then every generation after that, bug they were not very effective to each other, I think, or something.
Right, right, right.
Poison was neutral to bug, but yeah.
And before we continue on, I think we forgot to mention what we're doing right now. We're just gonna talk through all the moves, and then afterwards, we're gonna rank them in that tier list right there. Yeah. So if you just want to see that part, just skip ahead a couple hours.
No, this is gonna be super quick.
All right.
Acid Armor, actually really good. It's
Mm-hmm.
huge amount of utility. Not many Pokemon learned it. It was like Vaporeon and Muck only,
Mock my
but
favorite.
that that was a really good move.
Mm-hmm.
Agility also really good move because like you could throw it on Pokemon like Scyther, and if you use agility, it increases your critical hit ratio
Right, right.
in Gen 1. So
Oh, does it not do
uh,
that with the newer gens?
No, no, dude, crit is not based on speed stat. Um, critical hit ratio is like its own
Mm, got you.
like its own,
Modifier.
stat that yeah, its own
Yeah.
modifier.
As you
That's
might be able to
only
tell if you're watching this video, back at the arcade when we brought for these Pokemon tournaments, I didn't place very well. I did not place very well.
yeah, because Michael just tried to bring his favorite Pokemon.
It's true.
That was,
Sean was getting top eights. Sean was bringing home some money.
he he was he was walking into a local LAN tournament with a muck, which, it's not a great way to start a
Hmm.
competitive tournament. Amnesia, our first S tier move, but unfortunately, this is a Gen 1 exclusive S tier move
Hmm.
because it raised your special stat, not your special defense stat. And special stat meant that the Pokemon's special defense and special attack was
Hmm.
raised 2 stages, which is completely busted.
Yeah.
It's it's probably the most broken move in Gen 1, but it has no carryover to future generations, so we won't be taking this in the final tier list
Hmm.
with all generations. This is a
I'd say
Gen 1 exclusive move.
I'd say most moves that raise one of your stats by 2 stages is usually pretty good. Yeah.
Um, no, because they're hard to set up in competitive.
Mm,
Like, it's pretty hard to get like a free sword stance off or like a free agility
yeah.
or something. Amnesia is a little bit easier because it raises your attack and your
And
defense
defense. Yeah.
and them both by 2 stages, which is like it's a completely unheard of. It's why they
Why
I
they
mean it's
nerfed
why
it?
this move doesn't exist. Like there's no
They
move that will raise 2 stats, 2 stages.
they threw an X on at it.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Uh,
Um,
Aura Beam. Yeah.
Aurora being pretty good. I mean, it may lower the opponent's attack, but by 1 stage, there's a 10% chance. So it's just like a decent ice move. You would never bring it to competitive play.
Mm-mm.
Barrage, not good. Barrier is pretty good. Barrier is actually pretty good. Like you could throw it on Mr. Mime or Tentacruel. Tentacruel was a pretty decent Pokemon, even in Gen 1, because if
Hmm.
it was also fast and also specially like good, which meant it had good special attack and good special defense. Um, all the Pokemon with good special stat were really good in Gen 1. Mr.
Right.
Mime, Zam, Tentacruel. Um, I mean, in theory, Muck, but poison type moves were physical, so
Right.
that doesn't really work for Muck.
And
Uh,
if you want to watch us talk more about the tiers of Pokemon, we do have a YouTube video for that. If you want to
oh yeah,
hop on over to the Pokemon tier list.
you can check out our Pokemon tier list, but that's mostly for Nuzlocking. That's not really
That's true.
it might be like sort of general, just general.
Yeah,
Um, right. So barrier, pretty good.
we like
Um,
it.
bide, completely useless. Bind, completely useless. Bite is pretty much useless.
Mhm.
Blizzard, pretty good if you can get hail up, but also just completely not used in competitive Pokemon because everyone just took Ice Beam on Pokemon like slightly fast Pokemon like Jinx or slightly bulky Pokemon like Lapras.
Mhm.
Are the only Pokemon used in Gen 1 competitive from this typing. Uh, Body Slam is really good. This, I swear, is like a 30% chance to paralyze.
It's a significant amount, yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna go up there in our ranking. Really good. Both these moves are pretty good, especially Bone Meringue, but it's only learned by one Pokemon, and that Pokemon is very slow,
Hmm.
which means that it's not really that good of a it's a good move, but it's on a Pokemon that doesn't really get a whole lot of play.
Yeah, yeah.
Bubble Beam, not even worth talking about. Clamp only learned by one Pokemon, but this move is Cloyster's the only Pokemon that'll learn it,
Hmm.
and it's a really good move. I'm not gonna lie, because it does like the fire spin thing where they can't move during these 4 to 5 turns of damage. So it's like 35 base power. And I don't know if it was 35 base power in Gen 1. I forget what the actual base power for it was. But I mean the opponent just takes damage,
Yeah.
free damage for 4 turns. It's
And
absurd.
yeah. And do you mean they can't switch out when they use this move?
No. Yeah, they can't
Yeah.
switch. You just have to tank the damage. And it's a special move, which makes it a little bit more
Yeah.
situational. But it means like, yeah, you could do some serious damage to like Golem with this. Because like a lot of people would bring golems to tournaments because they countered like Scythers, Persians, Tauros. They countered like all those fast, physical, critical hit reliant Pokemon. But then of course with a golem out, someone would just bring in an Alakazam and one shot it. But it doesn't matter. uh, yeah. But that's why Alakazam actually got banned in most
Hmm.
formats in back in Gen 1 days because there was there was no Generation 1 Pokemon that could counter Alakazam.
Hmm.
And Mewtwo was obviously banned. Same with Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, and Mew.
Yeah.
So people would just walk in with an Alakazam, and it would literally come down to just Alakazam versus Alakazam. And then
Hmm.
depending on who got the critical hit luck,
Yeah.
whoever's whoever's Alakazam was still standing would just one shot the remainder of the person's Pokemon. And it used to be
Hmm.
six Pokemon versus six Pokemon, and everyone would lead Alakazam. And then if your Alakazam wins, then you just one shot everything
Yeah.
after that.
Then
And nothing
GG's.
can move before Alakazam except maybe Persian if it and EVs also worked way different in Generation 1.
Remind me back in the day, what did your team used to be when you
Uh,
rolled up to these tourneys? What team did you bring
Dude.
out?
All right, so before Alakazam got banned, I used to rock it. Now I was like 8 years old, right? So I just kind of just did what my brother said was good. There wasn't a whole lot of science behind everything, but uh, we did know about the critical hit rate
Hmm. Of course.
up with the fastest possible Pokemon. Always led Alakazam, always a Scyther, always a Persian, always a Dugtrio. Electabuzz was really
Hmm.
good, and I think I so the Dugtrio was good because you get the electric immunity to switch
Hmm.
into if it comes down to it. Um, and I would bring like I it would be a wall type Pokemon, but usually it'd be between Tentacruel, Mr. Mime, or Golem.
That is a solid team.
Yeah, and Golem is just something you could switch into physical attacks, and it takes no damage, even with a critical hit. Or some people actually used to bring Gengar. It's just Gengar was a terrible Pokemon because it had such an awesome special attack stat, but
Hmm.
couldn't make any use of a special attack whatsoever. It could make absolutely no use of special attack, which is really sad. But yeah, some people used to bring Gengar to switch into like Persian slashes or whatever.
Right.
It doesn't affect it.
I just brought out
Um,
Gengar because he was my favorite Pokemon.
yeah, yeah. And then you got one shot by an Alakazam. Pretty common for Gengars. But yeah, then what they did was they actually a lot of now this wasn't like a nation. There was no like t like actual league for Pokemon.
Right.
It was all
Right.
like land done with cables.
Local
But
stuff.
eventually like because legendaries were always banned, but then eventually you couldn't bring Alakazams just because the
It was
Pokemon made
too. It
no
was
sense
too
back.
much.
The Pokemon was just completely broken. It was stupid. All right.
Comet Punch.
Continuing on. Comet Punch, trash. Confuse Ray, pretty good. Confusion, not worth talking about because there's moves that are actually better than it.
Mm-hmm.
Straight trash. Conversion, literally trash.
Oh, do you want to
Counter?
uh, like have counter be at the top and scroll down again? So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Um, Counter could be good, I suppose, but I just
yeah,
never saw this move used, and I actually don't know who learns counter in Gen
in
1.
Gen 1. Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you?
we can click it. Go for it.
Because
Learned by people. Oh, there we
okay, so Hitmonchan, that's probably it. Yeah, so it's just Hitmonchan. Okay,
go. Yeah, it's
that's
like a
probably
hard
why.
read type of thing. So it's a bit,
Well, Hitmonchan was trash Pokemon
yeah.
in Gen 1
So
because most of
yeah.
its good moves were special moves, which
So
was
you wouldn't
sad.
see this in competitive play back in the day.
No, it's probably why it was never. I never saw this. Crabhammer,
Yeah.
I mean, in theory, this is a really good move now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, high crit rate.
But it was only learned by one Pokemon, which was Kingler, and Kingler's attack stat is super high, but look at its special attack stat. It's trash. So this is why that move saw no use
Mm-hmm.
because it was only on a Pokemon that had a trash special attack. Cut, not worth talking about. Defense Curl, not worth talking about. Dig did not used to be 80 base power. It used to be
Oh, did
60
not.
base power in uh in Gen 1. Um it was not that good. Disable was pretty good. Because Alakazam could learn Disable, Alakazam could actually, if it was faster, and back then people weren't super switched on about EV spreads and whatnot, so like you would
Mm-hmm.
kind of just walk into tournaments completely blind to what the other Pokemon's EV spread was. Um, and if your Alakazam was faster, you could actually, it's a risk because you have to click a move using disable, but you could disable their psychic and straight up win the game like that. So this was definitely pretty good
Mm-hmm.
if you had a faster
Yeah.
Alakazam.
It's super good in Alakazam's kit.
Yeah. Uh,
Dizzy Punch.
yeah, Dizzy Punch is, I mean, it's Kangaskhan move. Kangaskhan is also a really good Pokemon. I mean, it's good move. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
50% chance as well to cause confusion. I mean, confusion used to be pretty good in Gen 1. It was
Mm-hmm.
like 50% chance before they changed it to a 30% chance.
Oh, wow.
So,
Hit yourself.
uh, yeah, trash, trash. Double team is, I mean, in theory, it's great, but it doesn't work. Evasiveness strats were never irrelevant
Mm-hmm.
in general. Double edge. I mean, no, they're not. It's not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you never
Dragon
saw this move.
Rage.
Dragon Rage was pretty trash and competitive because you're walking up against level 50 Pokemon, so just take that damage. Dream Meter is extremely good. A lot of people actually used to run Hypno in Gen 1
Mm-hmm.
because its special stat was so after Gen 1, Hypno has a really good special defense stat and a really not so good special attack stat. But in Gen 1, it just had a special stat and it was really good. People used to run Hypnosis Dream Eater on Hypnos. And if you can get it off, it works really well. But it's not a super great move. And Hypno is also kind of slow.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing where this move was used was on, I mean, I guess uh, Gengar could learn it, but you don't get the stab. But Executor could learn Dream Eater, and
Oh, is
Executor had
Executor.
Sleep Powder, which was 75% accurate, not
Mm-hmm.
60% accurate. And people used to run Sleep Powder Dream Eater on Executor, and that was pretty good. But it still requires like luck. It just doesn't
Right.
work enough. Like honestly, when it comes to Gen 1, you just need speed and you need big hitting moves, and you just rely on crits. That's just how Gen 1 operated. Until you walk into a Golem, and then you switch to a special type Pokemon. Drill Peck, best flying move in the game. Straight up, just the best flying move in the game. That's all it is. Right?
Was that a question?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
uh, and then
Earthquake, of
Earthquake
course.
is, I mean,
It just didn't say any good.
I mean, I mean, I mean that's the move right there. Uh, that's just it. Like that's, I mean, you're looking right now at the best move in Gen 1.
Hmm.
It's a shame because the only Pokemon that could actually use it competitively was Dugtrio. But yeah, with a Dugtrio with Earthquake, just one shot everything except for Alakazam's. But actually, if it could move before Alakazam, it could probably one shot it with Earthquake.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not it could move first. Um, Kind of a cool move, but only one Pokemon could learn it, and you would not be running Egg Bomb on Executor in Gen 1. You'd be running you'd be running Drain, uh Sleep Powder, Dream Eater. Just Drain Tank Pokemon. That's what Executor used to be. Not worth talking about, not worth
Mm-mm.
talking about. Fire Blast, I mean, Sunny Day didn't exist back then. So Fire Blast was alright. I mean it's
We
80, I
don't
think
love
it's
that
80.
accuracy though.
I think it's 80% accurate in Gen 1. It was not
Hmm.
85. I don't really understand why this says 85. But and same with Fire Spin. Fire Spin was 70 accuracy.
Hmm.
Fire Punch, it's okay, but I'm pretty sure only like two Pokemon learn it, Magmar and Hitmonchan, and it's trash from Hitmonchan. Fire Spin, absolutely busted move. Same as Clamp.
Clamp.
Absolutely broken move. They literally can't do anything for 4 turns, and they just take free damage. But no one is running a whole lot of fire Pokemon
Hmm.
in competitive play. Maybe Arcanine, but like abilities didn't exist back then, so no one was like Arcanine didn't have Intimidate. Fissure completely broken. I mean, sorry, broken. Then horrible. This trash move. Never used.
Spoiler: best move in the game right here. Fissure.
Evelyn. Flamethrower really good.
Hmm.
Probably better than Fire Blast just because it's more consistent in competitive play. Now Flash is
Sean, real
wrong.
quick,
This uh-huh.
how mad would you be if you ran up to a tourney and you sent out your Alakazam first and I got fissured first turn?
Oh, if someone landed Fissure.
Yeah, if somebody
Um
landed the first turn, how
like
mad
a
would you be?
Pastor Dugtrio that well, I
Hmm.
would look at the person that would say, why didn't you just click Earthquake? Like if you were faster than me anyways. Like what that yeah, that would be
That'd be pretty funny.
that'd be pretty shocking. Um Flamethrower is better than Fire Blast, I
Yeah.
think. Flash is wrong. This used to be 70% accurate,
Hmm.
so it's completely garbage in Gen 1. It was not 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Fly is also wrong. This did not used to be 90 base power. This used to be 60 base power, 95 accuracy. Not great. Focus energy is never used, but I
Nope.
mean, kind of
We like
cool in
crit
theory.
hit. We like crit hit rate.
this is essentially the same as this actually increases the critical hit ratio less than what agility does.
Yeah.
Because agility also increases your critical hit ratio, but it does it by more than focus energy. Fury attack trash, fury swipes trash, glare, not 100% accurate. I don't know what that is. It used to be 75% accurate. Um, trash, trash. And this also used to only raise the special by one stage, Gen
Mm-hmm.
3 and below. And then after Gen 1, it used to raise the special attack by one stage only. It wasn't until Gen 4 that it raised attack and special attack. Guillotine trash, only one Pokemon learns it. Um, trash, trash, trash. Actually, I didn't even know this move existed in Gen 1. You
Resets
never
all
saw
stat
this,
changes.
yeah, you never saw this move get used, but I mean, it could be useful, but
It's an
there wasn't a,
interesting
there wasn't a,
concept,
there
yeah.
wasn't a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot of setup moves in Gen 1. It was all
Mm-hmm.
besides like amnesia occasionally on like slow bros if people were running slow bros and um maybe barrier on Tentacruel or yeah, it's just or agilities on like Scyther.
Mm-hmm.
Headbutt trash. Uh, I don't think this used to be 130 base power. I think this used to be 90 base power
Mm-hmm.
with 90 accuracy in Gen 1. Um, and it was good, but there wasn't a whole lot of fast fighting types besides Primate, and Primate wasn't fast enough to be competitive, so it's never got used. Hornjo, trash, trash. Hydro Pump is pretty good, I guess, but Surf is better, so whatever. Hyper Beam, really good.
Yeah.
Aerodactyl with Hyper Beam. You just wait and use it as a finisher. Like a lot of people used to run Aerodactyl and just run Hyper Beam on it because Aerodactyl in Gen 1 was not because it was a trash Pokemon, but it just had trash move learn like set. Because I don't think Rock Slide existed back then. Um, I mean, we'll find out, but it just had Fly and it had Hyper Beam, and that was pretty much all it did. But if people were running it, you could bet they were running Hyper Beam, and that thing would one shot a lot
No,
of Pokemon
absolutely.
that weren't Rock type or Ghost type. Hyper Beam, not useful enough, not used enough. Hypnosis, pretty good. Ice Beam, possibly S tier.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but there wasn't a whole lot of Pokemon that were using Ice Beam. Some people used to run Starmies, which is kind of cool
Yeah.
because Starmie's pretty fast, really good special, and it could learn Ice Beam. So people used to just throw Ice Beams, Psychics, Surfs, and Recover on their Starmies, and they would do really well with that. But this was after Alakazam got banned, so people were looking for the next fast sweeper,
Gotcha.
such
Gotcha.
similar to Alakazam, which turned out to be Starmie. Um, but Starmie could actually be countered by like grass types and electric types, so it wasn't as broken as Alakazam. Um, Ice
High
Punch, pretty
punch.
good. I mean, really good move. Jinx survived
Yeah.
competitively on this move and Psychic. It was also a special move back then, don't forget.
Mm-hmm. And if for some
Okay.
reason you're doing a Nuzlocke and you get Jinx as a starter, you're looking good.
Yeah, yeah. Pokemon is good. As you dead. Jump kick, this is wrong. I don't remember what it used to be. It was probably like 70 power.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, oh my gosh. The user half their HP. Wait, let's
If
look
they
at high
miss,
jump kick. You usually loses half their HP. Yeah, that's crazy. Karate Chop was a pretty good move on Primate. Like if people ran Primate, they would
Right.
100% be running Karate Chop over other fighting moves just because of the critical hit ratio increase, along with its speed. This is trash move, trash move. Leech Seed was really good, but again, grass Pokemon just didn't really ever need to use this. Like
Yeah, they weren't
Executor
super strong.
didn't really benefit from wasting a turn clicking Leech Seed, especially since everything was pretty much this was a generation of everything one-shotting each
Hmm.
other. So Executor, if he could survive, you'd rather click because you can bet he's not moving first. You'd rather him click Sleep Powder and then start setting up Dream Eaters rather
Hmm.
than throwing Leech Seed and then freaking die anyways. Trash, trash. Well, Light Screen's not trash, but I mean it's pretty much trash. No one used this. Lovely Kiss only on one Pokemon Jinx, and it didn't really get used. Okay, not great. Meditate, not great. Mega Drain, decent, decent. Mega Kick, Mega Punch, just not good. Not good enough. Not useful enough. Metronome, never used. Mimic, Minimize, Mirror Move, missed. Nightshade, not used. Payday, not used, not used. Pedal Dance is cool. I mean, no one ever used it because of the confusion, and no one was using grass type Pokemon. And Venusaur did not learn this. The only Pokemon that learned Pedal Dance was Victory Bell and Vileplume, right?
Mm.
Michael?
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
right.
right?
And we can double check that if we want to.
Okay, well, this is not right because uh
He
this
learns
is
in a
for
later gen.
future. Yeah, this is future gens, so this isn't right. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was only Vileplume, and it doesn't even have Victory Bell on here, so maybe not Victory Bell. Maybe it was just Vileplume.
Maybe just Vileplume, yeah.
Not good, not good, not good, not good. Psychic, S tier move right here.
Absolutely.
Literally, literally changed the whole face of Pokemon competitive play by clicking this one move at
Yeah.
every single tournament at least
Alakazam.
5 times. Yeah,
Good guy.
and Starmie and like Mr. Mime, Hypno, like
Hmm.
all like yeah. Slowbro could learn it. Crazy good move. Razor Leaf, really good. The high critical hit ratio kind of makes it useful.
Hmm.
Obviously the base power is not nearly what Pedal Dance is, but I don't
Yeah,
know. If you have a fast grass type, you could in theory get a crit every single time with this in Gen 1. But there was no fast grass type,
mm.
so what am I saying? Uh Razor Wing trash move, no one used that. Recover S tier move right here.
100% S tier.
Yeah, this straight up S tier move. Reflect, good but not great. Rest, also S tier move
Hmm.
because of the one Pokemon that used this incredibly well. Michael, do you remember which Pokemon used this
I think so,
competitively
but
insanely well?
it
You want to say,
might have been a Pokemon that likes a nice king size bed.
yeah, yeah, it's that one. I mean, dude,
It's
especially since Snore used to be a
hmm
physical move, everybody. So,
we're
yeah,
talking about
people used to
Snorlax,
just
by the way.
yeah, people used to run Snorlax at tournaments and just take beatings, click rest, and then get Snore chip damage off, and it worked really well. I mean, it
Hmm.
definitely worked. Rock Slide was uh, a move. I'm wondering though if Aerodactyl. I don't think Aerodactyl could learn this move though.
Hmm.
I don't
Does
think it
it?
was a TM in Gen 1. I think it was only learned by. Okay, well, it says it learns it by level up, but I know for a fact that's not true.
Yeah, that might be for later gens.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I guess Onyx
Yeah,
Aerodactyl.
it'd be nice if the website did it by generations, like broke up that
Yeah.
part.
Um, it's alright. Rock Slide is really good move.
Hmm.
Like really good move. It can also cause flinching. I don't remember Aerodactyls ever running this move. They would always run Ancient Power, which is a 60. Well, oh, it's not even here. Wait, what? Ancient Power is not on
Is Ancient Power Gen 1?
here. Yeah, Ancient Power was in Gen 1. It had like the broken raise all your stats
Oh,
effect.
yeah, yeah.
Um, that's weird. Yeah, Ancient Power is not on here.
Oh.
But I guess they only have two rock moves in here. Well, but yeah, Aerodactyl could learn Ancient Power in Gen 1, and that was the only rock move it could learn. But it was a good enough rock move. It was a 60 base power physical attack, which is really good. Um, shit, garbage, garbage, garbage. Sharpen. Wow, I didn't know this was a move. Oh, Porygon.
Oh, and I
Uh,
think if you click on a move, John,
uh, just click on any move.
yeah, yeah, click on one and scroll down a bit. Uh, yeah, it does it by like if the move description changes in the gen, right?
You mean
Or
here?
is that just like a description?
That's just a description.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought if the skill description changed per gen, it'd show it there.
Skull Bash is pretty good move. I think this used to be 120 base power in Gen 1,
Mm-hmm.
but it also, yeah, it raises the defense on the first turn and then attacks on the second turn, which is cool, but it was never used. And I'm pretty sure Blastoise is the only Pokemon that learns it. Sky Attack, you can never get this attack off. It's completely pointless. And I feel like the only Pokemon that learned it were, yeah, Moltres. So never mind. It's not even a Gen 1 move. Uh, Sleep Powder busted. S tier move.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it didn't really get used that much, it's still an S tier move. Like on Butterfree. Could you imagine bringing a Butterfree? Oh wait, no, Compound Eyes didn't exist. Yeah, no, this move is still broken though. Um, no one used Chanseys, but just because the whole Chansey's special stat I think was good, but her defense was trash.
Mm.
So she would just get one shot by everything. I think her defense stat is like 5. And most things apart from like water Pokemon and psychic Pokemon were all physical sweepers, fast physical sweepers. And they were just one shot and slash. Stomp, pretty decent. Not as good as Slash though. Same with Strength, not as good as Slash. Sludge was actually a pretty good move in Gen 1 because it was
Mm-hmm.
physical. And Pokemon like Muck could actually use it pretty well.
Yeah, we like Muck in
Physical
this channel.
attack. Yeah, Surf, really good. Really, really good.
Wait, did we skip a
Um,
couple?
I don't know, did we? Yeah, I mean, I've just been kind of, oh, here it is. Slash. Really good move. Literally everyone running a Scyther or a Persian would have Slash on this thing. And just crit every time. Every single time. Crit. Even Dugtrio could learn Slash, but I don't think Dugtrio needed to use Slash. I think it had better moves available to it, such as Earthquake. Spike cannons, trash. These are all trash. Softball is cool, but it's on Chansey, so it's trash. Um, Hump is good. Sunspore, Super Fang never got used, and no one, no one was gonna bring Eradicate to a competitive tournament. Didn't it? Swords Dance, really good. simply because of
Mm-hmm.
Scyther. Scyther was the only person ever bringing Sword Stance to competitive play, and people straight up used to run uh, agility, or they used to run double team, agility, Sword Stance in that order, and then um, slash
Wipe the floor.
everything, and then just wipe the floor with slash or wing attack. If they wanted to take that instead. I don't know. Not a lot of people did. Thrash also a really good Pokemon, but I think the only two Pokemon that learned it were Nidoking and Gyarados.
Mm-hmm.
Gyarados was a phenomenal base stat Pokemon, but it was a completely trash competitive use Pokemon because it learned nothing besides Thrash. I mean, Thrash is the only thing that was good, and Dragon Rage, but Dragon Rage is shit in competitive. Yeah, Pokemon was just horrible, and Nidoking was not fast enough. And Intimidate didn't exist back in Gen 1. Thunder, Thunder Punch, Thunder Shock, all pretty good. Thunder Wave, pretty good. This used to be 100% accurate, by the way, in Gen 1.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Thunderbolt, however, is the best of all of these, and Thunderbolt was used a lot, especially since you could actually get the TM for Thunderbolt at the game corner in Gen 1. People were running like Jolteons really fast, Thunderbolt users.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mr. Mime could learn Thunderbolt. Um,
That sounds right.
Lapras could learn Thunderbolt in Gen 1. So, yeah. Toxic never got used. Fights didn't last long enough for Toxic to become relevant. Dry Attack really good, but only two Pokemon learn it. Magneton and Dodria.
Mm-hmm.
Dodrio is in theory a pretty good Pokemon competitively because it's fast, it's got a high attack. Um, yeah, you just never saw it, I guess. I don't know. I never really ran into a whole lot of Dodrios from what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really ever run flying type Pokemon. I just ran Tauros, Scyther, Persian, Starmie, and then a bulk Pokemon. That's all it is. Vine Whip Trash also did not used to be 45 base power. It used to be 20 or 25 base power.
And 20 is definitely not as good as 45.
Yeah. Twin Needle. Yeah. I mean, dude, Twin Needle is actually a pretty fun about it in the sense that this used to be the best bug type move in Gen 1. This
Mm-hmm.
is why people had to bring a Beedrill, exclusively a Beedrill, to fight Sabrina in Gen 1
Yeah.
because of this move. And
Beedrill was definitely in my squad.
yeah, Beedrill had the strongest bug type move in the generation. And then these are all kind of trash. Waterfall also did
Oh, do
not
you want
exist in Gen 1.
scroll up? Yeah.
I can't scroll up anymore. But
Okay.
it's basically just a bunch of garbage moves. And Waterfall, which Waterfall is trash. So let's pop over to here,
Yeah.
and we will start with Barrage,
We can, if
which
you
is,
scroll down that far, we can start from the left.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, all right. Yeah, we're just gonna put that there. We're gonna put
We're just
this
gonna-
in E tier for now. We're gonna put this
Mhm.
also in E tier.
Sean, I
Agility.
really like the way you said, yeah, we're just gonna put this there at the absorb.
I mean, it's trash. Amnesia S tier, but that's only Gen 1 thing. It's not actually an S tier move.
Mm-hmm.
Current gen. Aurora Beam. I guess we'll put
Yeah,
it B. Sure.
solid.
Barrage C. Barrier. It's the same as Acid Armor, so we'll put it there. Bide F tier. Bide
Oh,
F
you are
tier.
speed running
Bide.
this thing, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we've already done all of this.
This
Blizzard just
honestly
because
looks
it's
like a
so
game of
strong.
Tetris right now.
Body Slam is actually pretty decent because of the paralysis, so we'll put that there. Bone Club, not good enough. Boomerang on its as a move by itself, A tier, but because of the Pokemon it's on, C tier. So how do you want to
Tragedy.
do that? How do you want to do it? Do you want to put it in A tier
Um,
as a move or C tier as an actual like because of who
right.
owned the move?
I think at the beginning you said this was more of like a competitive tier list,
Yeah.
so
So we'll keep it at C.
wait, did
Bolt
we
Beam,
skip
not
D
worth.
tier?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Okay, I
There's no
got you.
reason for a D tier. Do you want me to add a D tier?
No, 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 no. It'd be pretty
Okay.
funny though if you added and then like nothing was in it.
Clamp, really good move. It's just
Hmm.
actually this move wasn't good because it's only on Cloyster, and Cloyster was not really.
Right, right.
So we'll put in C tier. Comet Punch is the B tier move. Confusion, not worth adding, not worth adding. Crab Hammer, sick move, but again, like I
Garbage
said last time,
Pokemon.
it's just like a trash Pokemon. Dig. We'll put Dig in B tier because if you're fast, you can do certain dodge strats with it.
Hmm.
Sable, we'll put in S tier because kid you not, it used to win. People would win just based on disable luck. That's
Right.
how broken that move was. Dizzy Punch, we can throw it in B tier. Double Edge, B tier. Double Kick, not worth, not worth. Double Team, we'll throw in A tier, even though it was only ever used on Scyther
Hmm.
and maybe Jolteon, but Jolteon usually didn't need it. Dragon Rage competitively is trash. Dream Eater, pretty
It wasn't
good.
bad. Yeah, it was not bad.
We'll put it in A tier. Drill Peck, we'll also put in A tier. Earthquake, yeah, we'll throw probably right behind Amnesia. And then as far as these go, this one's last.
Yeah.
Body Slam's probably first. And then Drill Peck second. Yeah. Um, Actually, what am I doing? This is not an A tier move. This is a freaking C tier move. Egg Bomb. I don't I actually forgot the power of this move, but it's trash. Not worth using. F tier
Oh,
Explosion. Okay, here it is, dude. If you could get this move off on in like a land tournament, like if you could bring like a Golem or like uh what's that Pokemon? Electrode, and you could actually get off an
hmm.
explosion. Or a Weezing actually. Weezing's a really good explosion candidate. This could be a pretty good move because
Yeah, yeah.
if you could like somehow sleep, put someone to sleep, get your Weezing in, and then trade your Weezing for any fragile sweeper on their team, any fast fragile sweeper. I mean, that's a really good trade. So
Hmm.
yeah, we'll put it in A tier because it definitely had use.
Oh, Sean, by the
Uh,
way, now that the
uh,
F tier is two lines, if you want to start grabbing from the center. So,
uh,
yeah, it's kind of blocked now.
um, okay. Focus energy is trash. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but that's trash. Trash, trash. Glare is trash. Arbok was never used. Grow. I mean, dude, these are all complete trash. Flamethrower, however, that is not trash. That is going to go up here, probably at the top of. No, it'll be right behind Drill Bag. Because there's. Same with Fire Spin. Fire Spin will be probably in front of Flamethrower.
Yeah.
Fire Punch, not bad. I'll put it there. Fissure, trash. High Jump
Unless you have
Kick.
insane luck, and then Fissure's best move in the game.
Straight up gamble move. High jump kick is not trash, but I mean, no one ever ran fighting type Pokemon back
Mm-hmm.
then, so put it in C tier. Headbutt, C tier. Horn attack, F tier is not worth it. Horn drill, that's another one hit KO move, trash. Hydro pump, we'll put that right up with next to fire. Hypnosis, we'll go ahead and put hypnosis in the A tier.
I'm okay
But
with
because
that.
of its accuracy, I don't think it deserves to go in the S tier.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Hyper Beam, S tier move. Ice Beam, S tier move. Even though, even though it's the same base power as Flamethrower, because of the type coverage of Ice back then. Like Ice could KO Ground type
Mm-hmm.
and Flying type and Grass type. And I mean, Ice as an offensive move was crazy. That's why people were bringing Lapras because Lapras could take a lot of hits and then it could return ice beams and usually one shot things that couldn't one shot it. Ice Punch is pretty good.
Put a
Put
B
it in
tier,
front of
yeah.
Fire Punch. Jump Kick, whatever, C tier. Karate Chop, I'll put it at the top of C tier. Kinesis is not good. It's not worth it. Lead Sheet trash. Leer trash. Lick trash. Light Screen. I mean, if you wanted to bother setting up light screen back then, sure. I guess it could be decent, but I don't think I don't think it was that great. Low kick, not great. Lovely kiss. Technically a broken move. But since only Jinx could learn it, I guess we can knock it down to like probably here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Mega Drain, CG. Take
We're stacking up the
trash,
F tiers again. It's that time of
trash,
the day.
trash. Minimize. Minimize is not trash. Where's Double Team? Minimize. Nah, because of who learns Minimize, and
Mm-hmm.
only Muck really is the only user of Minimize.
So it's the best move in the game.
Yeah, we're gonna put it there. Um,
Only Muck can learn it. Muck's the best Pokemon in the game.
not trying to put moves in. But actually, we're just gonna skip all of these moves. We're just gonna go through Pedal Dance. Sure, we'll include Pedal Dance.
Oh, we're just
Pedal
gonna
Dance
throw
is
them all in F tier at the end.
yeah. I don't I can't like look at all these garbage ass moves.
Mhm. Do you want to just throw
Poison
them all
Power.
in now and then talk about the actual moves?
Not really, because then it'll make
Okay.
this way too big.
Okay.
Reflect. We'll do reflect. Reflect right up there with light screen. Rest. S tier move. Just straight up S tier move. Um. Uh. Psychic. Guess where this
That's
is going.
a solid C tier, I think.
Yeah, it's going right there. That those two moves defined
They're really
Pokemon.
meta. Yeah.
Ground and Psychic. I guess actually Rock Slide should be higher up, but I don't remember Aerodactyls ever using this move.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. It'd be like bottom of A tier actually. Recover S tier Pokemon. It's why
Busted.
Starmie was so good, why Alakazam was so good. It's stupid. That move is stupid. Um, I mean, Sing, I guess, is worth talking about because Lapras could learn it. If Lapras could land a Sing, then you win that battle. Just straight up, people would just forfeit as soon
It's
as
just
Lapras
GG's.
landed Sing. Cause sleep was so broken in Gen 1 that is if you land sleep on a Pokemon, people would usually just wanna get on to the next battle, and they would just concede.
Right.
So, like, there was about, like, a 4-week period back home where we would go to tournaments, and everyone just everyone would just open up That's just just whoever landed sleep would just GG, you win. They would forfeit.
Dude,
Shit.
there'd be some rage monsters back then too. They just chuck their Game Boy.
Like, yeah, yeah. That shit was funny. Okay, sleep powder. Yep, that's going right up there. It's actually arguably more broken. This is better than that.
Yeah.
The three best attacking moves, along with this one.
For some strange reason,
Thunderbolt.
I thought
Oh,
you were about to pick up teleport just then and just throw it in the
no,
S tier.
no, no, no. Thrash, however, is actually a good move. You could use Gyarados. I mean, you wouldn't get very far because someone would probably just Thunderbolt you, but you could use a Gyarados that knew Thrash and do
Hmm.
decent.
Yeah.
But just gonna put it bottom of B tier probably. But oh yeah, I was at Sing. Lapras, Sing. It's it's probably bottom of A tier actually.
Yeah.
Just because sleep mechanic and sleep
Hmm.
stupid. Roar Aerodactyl could learn Roar. Roar actually Aerodactyl used this um just to get favorable matchups out. So Aerodactyl is the fastest Pokemon in the game. So
Hmm.
Aerodactyl was always moving first, and Roar didn't used to have negative priority. It used to be neutral priority.
Gotcha.
So in Gen 1 at least. I don't know when that changed. But yeah, Aerodactyl could just roar, roar, roar until there was a favorable matchup, and then just click like either
Just
Hyper
sweep
Beam
it.
or Ancient Power or Fly or Wing Attack or
Hmm.
whatever. So yeah, that's pretty good.
It's a pretty good strat right there.
Uh, Sword Stance, pretty good. Swift is good in the sense that it never misses,
Hmm.
and
100
I
accuracy.
I don't remember exactly, but I think Persian could learn this move. Uh, and it was also a physical move. It wasn't a special move. So, like, for like people running double team Scythers, you could just put a Persian in, click Swift, crits, probably one shots it, maybe not. I don't know. Um, but that doesn't make it good enough to put in A tier. So we're gonna put it top of C tier. Uh, what else do you think, Michael? Oh,
Surf.
sure.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Yeah. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, real good.
There wasn't
Because
a whole lot of like ground rock or fire type Pokemon in competitive, which made water arguably a lot worse than lightning and ice because there was a lot of ground or not ground, sorry. I guess surf could be used for Dugtrios, but
hmm
there was a lot of flying types, which is why ice and thunder was so good, and water types, which is why the thunderbolt was really good. And like Earthquake didn't really get clicked because it was super effective. Earthquake just got clicked because it
hmm
is legitimately the strongest move in the game. 100 base accuracy and 100 power just didn't exist back then on anything. It pretty much still doesn't exist on any move, even in Generation 9. Twin Needle, I mean, just because it's a sick move,
Sick
we'll
move.
throw it bottom of a B tier, but I mean, it is cool how even to this day, I still think Beedrill is the only Pokemon in the game that learns it.
Yeah.
But I don't think any other Pokemon can learn Twin Needle.
Hmm.
Spore, only one Pokemon learned this in Gen 1. It was Parasect, and it's true. I mean, good luck getting that off. Like this. Same with soft boiled. Like, sure, you could heal, but you're gonna get one
Mhm.
shot, but everything
Yeah.
is a chance. Strength is decent enough. We'll put it in front of Thrash. Pedal Dance is better than Pedal Dance.
How many
Uh,
Vile Plumes were there back in the day since that move?
how many what?
Vile Plumes were used back in the day. How many
Oh, in
teams?
tournaments? None. Like
Mm-hmm.
straight up, I don't think any because poison. They couldn't really. Vileplume can't make good use of poison moves
Gotcha.
because its attack stat is so low. So like
So should we put that a bit further down
people
then?
put what?
The move and the tier since.
Oh, pedal dance. Oh yeah, you're right because we did say it's only on Vileplume. Yeah, yeah. We'll put it actually. Yeah, we'll put it in front of. Yeah, these don't really matter. I'm not paying a huge amount of attention to these.
Yeah.
Solar beam. I mean, it's cool because if you could get your sleep off with an executor, you could actually click solar beam safely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't. It's really only a move that you would use with sleep. So, but sleep powder is in the F tier. So yeah, we'll just put it bottom of A tier.
Yeah, we'll throw it up there.
Um,
Is there anything else?
waterfall didn't exist. Try attack, pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, it's only on Dugtrio, but same with. Where did we put drill peck? Oh, drill peck's not in here.
Oh, maybe that's one of the ones that was missing.
Yeah, that
Because
sucks.
you remember you said this one was like 140.
Yeah, it was 147.
There's a
Yeah,
164 moves in Gen 1. So it's missing a
yeah,
couple. That's all right.
yeah. This would be right up around where drill peck. Oh, drill peck's right here. Yeah, we'll put it right there. Try attack was good, just because you could get a 30% chance. In Gen 1, it was a 30% chance of status, so it was like 10% burn, 10% freeze, 10% paralyze. And if you get the freeze, you win. I mean, it's just as simple as that. Um, Man, I guess wing attack is worth talking about. So the other Pokemon that you're probably wondering why we haven't spoken about this for Gen 1 is Dragonite.
Yep.
And the reason Dragonite was never used in Gen 1 is because back then it was actually impossible to go to a tournament with a level 50 Dragonite. That is why Dragonite was just straight up never used competitively because it had to be 55. But the max level cap for competitive land tournaments with your cables was 50.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's why. But, so with that being said, wing attack is kind of trash. So we'll put wing attack down here. Otherwise, if Dragonite was usable, wing attack would go up.
Mm-hmm.
Sunspore is straight up never used. Everyone would always take sleep powder over that. Waterfall, not a move. Ditto strats didn't really exist, but they could, I guess, maybe. Oh,
Uh,
substitute. Okay, substitute. Um, Let me think. Who used to use substitute? Mr. Mime, and I don't think Scyther could learn it.
mm-hmm.
I actually don't know. But Mr. Mime could use and cause massive. The only thing about substitute is like in Gen 1, you're usually there wasn't a whole lot of like different spans of moves and whatnot that people were
Right.
throwing out. So like if you'd sub, you could bet they're just attacking you. So you're just giving up a quarter of your HP to tank an attack, but that's it. And then you just keep doing that and you die. So like it doesn't like even if you could move first, throwing a substitute is not really worth it. Like you'd rather throw out a
Yeah, some other
uh,
thing.
whatchamacallit, yeah, but if you could predict that they were going to use status conditions on you, and you threw a substitute out, you pretty much win the game off
Right.
that, because it gives you 1 free attack. So we'll put it bottom of A tier.
Yeah, if you get the hard
Uh,
read.
yeah, yeah, and then Fly is just a cashier. It's like Dig. Where's Dig? We'll put it above. And I'm pretty sure that's it, right?
All right, let's chuck those all into F tier,
Um, okay.
just so we can see how large it is.
Maybe we can go in C tier. Nightshade can actually go in C tier because that was like the only move that Gengar could
Mm-hmm.
com confidently use with
It
any
could
damage.
realistically attack with.
Yeah, I mean, just not even worth it. Psywave also did not used to be a move in Gen 1. I don't know why that's there. Ancient Power's not in here. There's a lot of moves that are
Oh,
missing.
so where would you put Ancient Power?
Ancient Power, we'll treat Rock Throw as if it's Ancient Power. 60 base power rock move
Mhm.
with 100 accuracy, not Rock Slide, which is 75 power, 90 accuracy. And more importantly, Aerodactyl could learn this move by level up.
Right.
It'd probably go top of A tier.
Good
Just because
stuff.
Aerodactyls ran Ancient Power. And if you get the Omni boost on Aerodactyl, then, I mean, pretty, pretty, pretty much GG at that point.
100%.
Sizing, self-destruct. A sharpen, Skull Bash is usable. Sky Attack usable. Slam, oh, Slash. Slash.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's going up there.
we're actually gonna put Slash top of A tier. Just not because it might be better, not because it was better than Ancient Power on Aerodactyl, but because oh my god, can I get this one? But because it was used on everything. Straight up everything used this, like Dugtrio, um, Persian, uh
Yeah, it's just top of H. Very good move.
Scyther. Yeah, everything was running Slash and doing
It has
pretty
potential
decent.
to be S tier, in my opinion.
Yeah. Struggle. No one ever got to struggle. And oh, submission. Only one Pokemon learned submission. It's Poliwrath,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not that good. Super Fang, yeah, not that good. Takedown's not good enough. Thunder.
Yeah, that can go up there.
That pretty much.
That pretty much does it, yeah?
Toxic is not really used enough. Thunder Wave, also not really ever used. Withdraw, trash, trash, trash. Waterfall didn't exist. Vice Grip, trash. Thundershock, trash.
All
All right,
right.
and that's the tier list. So when we complete all of these uh tiers,
Mm-hmm.
um, Amnesia, I guess we won't be taking to the next stage of eliminations. But
Right.
it was just kind of cool to just show how broken this move used to be back in the day. Like
Mm-hmm.
Slowbro set up an Amnesia, and you can actually tank. Like Slowbro was another example of you could have Slowbro in the face of an Alakazam, set up Amnesia safely because Alakazam couldn't really hurt you. Um, and and then you could wipe the floor with Surf and Psychic
You could just set
but
up shop.
you're just always gonna move last. That's just the thing because
Yeah.
you were the slowest Pokemon in the game besides Snorlax. Um, but usually you could, but they might just throw a physical Pokemon in and slash you and
Hmm.
crit you, and maybe one hit KO you. But Slowbro was pretty bulky, so maybe not. But yeah, Slowbro was a pretty Alakazam counter for a while. Same with a Starmie counter.
Yeah.
Yeah, just etc. So simply because of amnesia. But what we will take into our final tier list is 10 moves. Wow, we actually have 10 moves.
We can
In fact,
see
I don't know
if,
if rest. I don't know if rest is gonna.
yeah.
I think rest is gonna go down here, and slash is gonna go.
Hmm.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. And at the end, when we get them all together, we can just do top 5 since they're 9 gens.
Yeah, so it'd be 90 moves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a bit much.
yeah. Well, from this gen, we can take these 10 because these. Well, maybe not disable. Yeah, I don't know. Disable was tournament defining, but that was only during Alakazam era.
Before it was banned.
After after Alakazam, like there wasn't a whole lot of Hypnos running Disable. It was really
Hmm.
just Alakazam's running Disable for Alakazam. That's it. Um,
Yeah, but there's the tier list. You want to scroll down? We can see what we
yeah.
got. Yeah.
I mean uh, these are all trash. Also, some of these
Everybody.
moves didn't exist.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's the main part of the important part of the tier list right here. Oh, that's it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
That's the Gen 1 strats. See you guys on tier list 2. Peace,
Peace.
peace.